shit, I don't know where the buttons are. Who got the buttons? Oh, we live.
Are we live? I don't care. Wait a minute. We got a lot going on. Let me see if we got sound. Yeah. How is everybody doing out there?
Since we've been on here, Andrew Tate has taken over fucking
good
the internet. That guy's hilarious, dude. People are so mad. They're like, you can't say that.
Dude, if somebody hurts your feelings that much, just stop watching them.
He's
like, I don't understand.
He's like, you're a fat loser.
Imagine, I just told Fred a story. I'm going to tell a story on the podcast really fast so you understand why I can say this. When I was a kid, let me see if we have all right, we have sound. All right. So when I was a kid, I was 15 years old. My dad had a small construction company, and he had a job at a women's prison. And my whole job for that summer was to keep the female prisoners away from a certain area.
Fucking Ethan.
So you have to imagine these women are already in prison. They had jokes, and I was 15 years old, and I had to take their jokes. And they used to call me a fat, stupid, awkward, anything you could think of with a punchline. These women came up with, and it was just a one-man punching bag for a summer. And I just had to take it. I think I made like $15 an hour and like tried not to cry myself to sleep. But who cares? By the end of the summer, I was like, I don't care what you think. And that's when I had to stand there. I couldn't go anywhere. And I still had to take it. Andrew Tate upsets you, change the channel. You don't have a captive audience of 50 bull dyke lesbians trashing your entire existence that you can't walk away from.
Dude.
Like, yo, change the channel, you pussy.
Dude, that guy.
I like it, bro. I think
he's a smart guy.
I think some of it is an over the top kind of persona.
It's like a fucking Alex Jones act. Dude.
But what he says is
100%.
Here's the thing. Even if you don't agree with what he says, if he bothers you, don't watch him. The View pisses me off. I don't watch it.
I don't watch The View either.
Right.
Because I don't like it.
Exact, bro. Like, we have choices, dog. We're not on some state media where we got to watch the same. We have like thousands of choices.
All the stuff that I don't like to watch, I oddly enough, don't watch it.
The only thing I find myself watching that pisses me is CNN, bro. I just do it to make myself mad,
He's
bro.
Like, well, this is news to me.
You know why? Because CNN used to be the place that I went to for my news when it was just news.
Back in the day before we knew it, dude, they used to be boots on the ground. Yep. They were like
the Ukraine thing with the chick with the burqa, the blonde hair chick where she's on the ground first. That type of shit was CNN. Now it's just a Trump hate network. It's wild, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of a little first.
This speech this guy did. Holy shit.
Oh.
Biden, bro. Oh, that speech,
bro. That speech was a third. This is like you want to like he's basically turning half the country on half the country. Like his entire speech was on MAGA this and MAGA that. Oh, January 6th, all these cops died and all this. It's like, dude, bro, what are you doing?
I'm gonna tell you right now
because gas. Like we're responsible right now for destroying the energy around the world, pretty much.
Before we get into the Biden thing, because I won't shut up about that because anyway, there's a couple of things that happened recently. There's been a bunch of violence in New York, right?
Oh, dude, crazy, right?
Did you see how they tried to stop it yesterday?
No. Dude.
They went around Times Square and the surrounding areas
water balloons and
set up signs that said gun-free zone and put up all these and spent money on all these promotional materials to say that this is a gun-free zone in Times Square.
Since when is Times Square not a gun-free zone?
Do you think the criminals don't fucking know you can't bring a gun?
But, dude.
Do they think that that's going to like, bro, you're spending tax money on this shit. Like, do you really? Is there somebody out there that fucking thinks that somebody walking with a gun is going to see that sign and I can't go here?
The gun-free zone.
What the fuck? If you think a sign will stop a gun, you're a fucking retard. You're a fucking retard. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I don't give a fuck what you got on your SATs how many degrees you have or what business you started. If you think a fucking sign stops somebody with a gun, you're a fucking retard.
Better put some water on that damn shit.
And you're spending our tax money. You're not just spending the government's money. You're spending our money on fucking signs.
Cool, man. We're just printing it all. There's a
Like Vistaprint, bro. Making a fortune on this shit.
Vistaprint, like that, dude. What if we found out that Vistaprint is where Joe Biden's like, oh, we need some more money. He just goes, he logs on to his Vistaprint. We're gonna need some more of those green cards.
Here's what's happening. These idiots who get in charge, like the mayor, Eric Adams, he's a policeman. He ran on this whole thing.
He's a fucking.
Then he
wolf in
takes
sheep's
this job
clothing.
and he got to kowtow to the fucking people who say, oh, you can't do this. You can't do that.
Okay.
So Eric Adams can't do what he said he was going to do. And now he's got to
No, I
kowtow.
think he was
Or maybe
bullshit.
he's a bullshit artist, right? But here's the thing. You get Gavin Newsom, same bullshit in California. They can't, they can't even turn on their fucking goddamn thermostats past a certain degree. If you filled out this thing,
Yeah,
they gave you a thermostat and they could control it. If you took like a price break,
well, that's where we're going.
they told you not to charge your electric vehicles yesterday.
But
You're trying to get everybody to buy this
okay,
shit.
but
You
they also just mandated by 2035. No, dude,
exactly. It doesn't even make sense.
This is the thing. And this is my analogy always. It's too stupid to be too smart or too stupid to not be smart. It's like getting a 9 on a test. You have to know the answers. They know, like they have to know.
And they
I
don't
know.
care. Maybe they just, I don't know.
Or maybe they're just under this like totalitarianism, like disillusionment where people's brains are broken. I can't figure it out.
I got to tell you, I think what happened where we went wrong
I want to mess up Newsom's hair.
when that retarded girl, Greta Thunberg, was trying to make that ocean voyage.
I'm like, your eyes are a little too close together. Your mom's a heavy drinker.
We should have hit that thing with a cruise missile, her little skiff.
Or a whole high school.
And then when the cruise missile exploded, it should have shot up fireworks in the shape of the American
A
flag.
big cock.
And then we have an oil party after her ashes reach the bottom of the ocean.
Well, dude, because like, so if we hit like,
Who the fuck's listening to a 14-year-old girl when this shit even started anyway?
well, dude, this is what
When
they
I was
did.
a kid, if you spoke at 14 at a fucking where there were adults, you better be running.
I tell
This
you,
bitch is fucking telling people to, how dare you? Somebody sink her vessel next time she takes that sailboat.
sink her vessel. She dropped
Sink
out of
her
high school.
battleship, goddammit.
Your eyes are too close together. Your mom's a heavy drinker.
God,
She's got
when
feet.
do we care what a fucking
Well, dude,
14-year-old dimwit thinks?
This is what they did. They're putting that message through kids because
Yes.
people feel bad. I don't feel bad
Except
about
me, I don't
Other
give a
people-
fuck.
it. You know,
It's insulting my intelligence when you send a child to deliver me a fucking message.
I'm sorry. I don't sit on panels with
Right. Why don't you send a dude in a Viking vessel? That would have sent a message.
no, they sent
if you
it-
sent over 40 Norwegian dudes, that would,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, with some gay fucking rave music.
and a flag hanging out of his bum.
Yeah. What happened to that whole culture?
Well, we
There
said
used to be Vikings making ships that looked like fucking dragons. You go to Sweden now, there's tight jeans. The balls are hanging out the zipper these fuckers are wearing.
How'd
It's
you
so effeminate, it's crazy.
how'd you get the beans above the Franks?
Yeah.
Yo, you know what?
You ruined the Vikings. Now you're coming for America with this shit.
No, then they sent the one Viking that's supposed to be at Burning Man into January 6th.
He's the only Viking left.
No, he's in
Oh, no,
January
not
6th.
that guy. He's a vegan. That's not. Come on. These Vikings were meat eaters.
Yeah, that guy had a slingshot.
I mean, we've ruined everything.
that guy had a
They don't. Nobody wants men around.
slingshot and low T.
Yeah, nobody wants men around anymore.
That was-
It's until the aliens get here, and then we're gonna want some men around, or until one of the other countries that wants us to fall is like, please do some dumb shit so we can just take over. And then we're fighting in the street with sticks.
yeah, dude, it's gonna go down. It's gonna.
Okay,
you
so
see what's going on in like Germany, right, dude? The
no,
UK
because you know why I don't know, Fred? Because when I turn on the news, it's 24 hours about Mar-a-Lago raid and why it was good and why Trump is bad. Meanwhile, the fucking world is on fire.
Trump's not good at
It's one guy.
he's not
He
good at
broke them.
organizing paperwork.
What a bunch of pussies that this guy
yeah,
broke
terrible.
you so mentally that you can't shut the fuck up about this fucking guy.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, he broke you so much. This is how I know they're dorks and pussies. Because well, here's what happens. When I look at them and I can tell they're dorks and pussies, these fucking liberals. And I mean that from a place of love. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't want to hang
But
on.
I want you to understand something. That's why you're so hurt. And that's why this guy bothered you so much. If Barack Obama walked up and kicked me in the nuts, I wouldn't hate him half as much as you hate Donald Trump. I'd be like, all right, maybe I disrespected him.
That'd be a great story.
Moving on. Like, we're not going to spend a whole life about this dude kicking me in the
I got
fucking
kicked
nuts.
in the nuts by Barack Obama.
It's so annoying, bro. It's so weak. It smells weak. And then you try to sell us, oh, this is the biggest threat. No, you know what's the biggest threat? To you, to your career, to your fucking job. So now you're trying to ruin the country.
Oh, they're doing it.
And you're on the news every day and you can't shut the fuck up about one man. You sound like a jaded ex-wife who's bipolar.
Yep.
You fucking dipshits. How
Yeah.
could you do that for a job? I'd slit my throat on live TV. If somebody passed me a fucking memo 3 years into this that said anything with this dude's name on it, I would wait until I was live and I'd fucking off myself.
Yep.
Because I can't do this anymore. This is a fucking waste of everybody's time.
Hey,
It's
you just
annoying.
You just go like this. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to you, Don Lemon.
You know who CNN is? CNN is the guy who you haven't seen in 3 years that comes over your house who got a divorce 3 years ago. And when you see him, he starts talking about his ex-wife like it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
That's who CNN is. And you don't ever want to hang around with that dude again. Just like I don't want to fucking turn the news on again because it's a broken fucking record.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Yeah.
get over it, bro.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Holy shit. And then
Well-
this idiot Biden's on TV last night. Oh,
Dude, it's one of the most polarizing speeches I've ever seen in my life. It's like all the shit going on in the country right now. This is what you're addressing. Is these crazy MAGA people? He's dividing the country where it's like, dude, it's like 70 fucking million people that you're causing division like we've never seen before. And dude, wait till this bullshit comes. So in Germany, so everywhere in the world right now, all the fucking farmers are revolting. They're taking away all the farmland. People are going to be starving, dude. In the UK, people are closing for the winter. They're predicting 70% of bars are going to have to close because of the electricity costs. And Germany, they sold out of firewood, and it's like all this bullshit because we want to fuck with we egged on this whole thing with the Ukraine, and it's like, dude, it's a fucking disaster, and it's going to result in millions of people dying.
it's not even, listen, it's so much, it's so bad. We're doing this shit with Ukraine, right? So we've caused this energy crisis around the world with Russia. And on top of that, we have our leader completely
shits his
dividing this country in half. And
Yeah.
and here's the part that scared me. If they had stopped him and he had made a comment like this off the cuff to a reporter, in other words, like he's just doing his thing, he's mad about something, he says this. Without somebody writing a speech and having it looked over and approved and
having him get
right?
a Hitler injection.
Without a goddamn fucking design and set coordinator setting up that fucking scene that we saw that was complete, bro. People, that was a project. That wasn't just thrown together.
Dude, it's a project getting him out of the house.
yeah,
and
this
shit.
was a message.
It's really sad.
This whole thing was the scariest message. And if they think that that's a good idea,
but they do.
no. But it's so bonkers that they do that you think, because I was saying to somebody today, I sent my buddy a text message in California. He's an ex-Marine. And I was like, how about this instead? If I was the president, I said this instead, just try this on. You come out to the audience and you say, hey, look, I know we've all had a lot of differences and we all believe to make this country great, to get there, we got to go about it different ways.
Hold on, is that an adult thing you're talking
But then
about?
you say,
You're
right.
adulting
But
right
then
now.
you say to the people, I want you guys to know from the bottom of my heart, conservative, liberal, independent, I love you. You're an American.
But
I love
dude,
you.
He can't do it
Why can't you?
because he's a fucking asshole.
I know it's so
Like,
crazy. Like
it-
you could unify this country with a single sentence and it be heartfelt, and then keep that sentiment going.
But you know what's going? What
Instead, he's going to ruin the whole
They're
fucking
getting,
thing.
they're getting bullied by this super minority. It's like the
Dude. It's
like
a dumb.
What was that? Who Hitler? The brown coat guys
Yeah.
when they used to go and dude. There's a whole chapter in the book about him almost not even able to control those guys once he got into power. He had to off all those motherfuckers because they were so crazy. They would go and they would go into schools. They would be all loud like these Antifa fucks. It's like just the whole thing is totally unreasonable. Level expert projection where like, dude, these people, it's unreasonable. Dude.
It's like if we're on a plane and there's a bunch of pilots on the plane, but there's one loudmouth fat bitch in the back that wants to fly the plane, and she won't shut the fuck up.
But she's flying the plane.
And to the point where everybody goes, fuck it, let this bitch fly the plane. She won't shut the fuck up.
No,
Meanwhile, we got 6 pilots, and now we got a fat bitch up here who has no flight experience, but because we can't stand her screaming anymore, we're just like, do it, bitch.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
yeah.
That's exactly what it feels like. We're like, this how you want it? You stupid ass bitch.
No, but it's worse than that because the pilots are just worried about their pension and their families.
No,
and they don't
I
want to open their mouth.
It's wild, man.
I'll tell you where your pension is.
It's fucking wild, man. You
you're
know
gonna-
what?
You're going to be eating it out of a fucking can of beans.
I was thinking about this, like, what could help? Like, what? How can we stop
I
this?
think it's in motion now, and there's nothing you can do.
I don't think we can either. I was thinking the only way that this might be able to be prevented is if you had somebody,
ayahuasca bomb.
if you had somebody in a high up branch of the military and Department of Defense that was in their right frame of mind that said, we're going to seize control of the Capitol.
Like it's in the
Because
goddamn
this is coming.
Constitution. If this kind of
This
shit
is going to
happens.
happen. These guys are going to drive this car right off the cliff, and they appear to be willingly doing it now. We're going to stop it. And we're going
It's
to figure
globally,
this
though.
out.
It's globally.
I know, but we got to do. These guys have lost their mind.
The only thing we have
Bro,
is
I
we
was
have
literally
people
like, he's lost his mind last night.
oh, dude,
I was watching that speech. I was like,
it's-
this is a crazy
It's
person.
terrifying because if you read anything about history, which I know you do,
Oh, it's so scary.
this is
bro.
a totalitarian fucking speech, and this is
Oh.
what's supposed to. These things that are happening are supposed to happen in third world countries where it's like,
Dude, the
um,
red backdrop with the 2 Marines and the way they were stationed. Do you know how many people had to run through that to make sure that was set up properly before they did it? This wasn't some fly-by-night thing, bro. This was a
Dude, this
message.
is a specific message
bro.
of they're trying to take control by it's like the Machiavellians, right?
It's just
like
wild.
divide
though.
and conquer because dude, they're pitting people against each other and there's like no other choice. Like the shit going on. Dude, did you see the drag queen shit that fucking Crowder did when they went and they have the militant Antifa people out there?
Yeah.
Dude, you're bringing your kids to a drag show. Like if it's so like I can't even wrap my head around it. Like it's like a strip club. It's just like, dude, if we brought kids to a strip club, if I brought my nephew to a strip club,
Right.
I would get put in jail.
You know what's weird? So remember when I was living in the Keys, we've been over this on the show before, but the building next to me was the #1 drag show in.
Yeah, and you probably no problems with it.
Well, I was trying to think. I don't know, but was there kids? I don't think so.
No, there's never kids.
You know what I
there.
mean?
You know
Like,
why?
I
Because
feel
that
like
is
there
an
wasn't,
adult
but I
thing
never,
there.
I didn't know. I never was hanging out in there to be like, oh, I saw kids. But I never remember like how it was handled, but I don't think so. But you know, here's the thing. There's so much going on. Like we had a president literally fucking doing a speech last night that sounded like he was going to wage a war against half of the
He
population.
just did.
It really sounds
He
like
called
that's
it-
what's
he
coming.
called- he
It's
basically
scary,
called
bro.
Everyone who's a conservative, and they've been building this up against like most of the people that are pissed that hate conservatives. I'm like, do you even know any conservatives? Because I know a bunch of like super right wing like Christian, just some of the nicest people. Dude,
Yeah.
You know? And like, listen, I like guns and abortion, so I'm probably not invited to your party either. But they're not aggressive like that, and that's part of the problem. They've been steadily demonizing anyone that's a conservative to be a Nazi. Dude, did you just see this?
Holy cow, man.
Bro, there's a fucking video from like the 1940s, and it was the actual anti-fascist movement that was fighting the communists were fighting against fascism. And they're showing their playbook, and it was like, if anyone disagrees with you, you get on board with another thing, and you call them Nazis, you call them white supremacists, and it's like, dude, it's literally out of the playbook of what they're doing now, and it's like,
But the problem is that people
it's
care
terrifying.
what these people are saying, and that goes back to the women's prison thing. You can't care what these lunatics are
Well,
saying
because it's so
You just don't
jarring. It's so
care.
jarring for most people. Like I've been called one of my boys were hanging out. He kept using white supremacy. I'm like, dude, that's a crazy word. Well, it is what it is. I'm like, dude, when did this word it entered? Probably 3 years ago. It just entered like the vernacular, the ethos. It's like, oh, okay, everyone's a white supremacist. Like, dude, a white supremacist in my head was always like a fucking an actual white supremacist, like a Ku Klux Klan fucking guy.
I think
They're manufacturing those guys because there's not enough of these idiots out there. So they're like, oh, that's the biggest threat. Is that the biggest threat? Really? It's not China. It's not everyone else. It's It's not anyone just sneaking up behind Biden with a fucking spitball and taking him out in his ear, dude. Like,
Okay,
get the fuck out of here.
here's a good example of what I think is really happening with all this shit. I remember when I was a kid, there was a smart ass kid that did something to me, and when I chased him, he ran around the corner. I never hit him.
And he fell on the ground crying.
Right. A
he?
teacher came around the corner, and then I got in trouble for hitting this kid.
But you
even
never
though
hit
I
him.
never did. It was he ployed me, right? It was a smooth move. I'll never forget it.
That's what's going on.
The Democrats, as soon as something doesn't go their way, they have like a ploy where if you start even dealing with them, they'll start playing the victim and blaming you and calling you a racist and calling you all these names, and it doesn't even let the conversation go anywhere.
Because what happens when someone can't win a debate? This is
they
why
just start talking shit. That's why
they immediately attack your character, and then it's hard. Then you get sucked into that bullshit because like these
and it's
fuckers
attention,
can't-
Fred. It's
they
attention.
Can't win a fucking debate with any.
These
And
people
then
are
it puts
dorks
People
at the
like
end of the
me and
day.
you in this situation of like,
Right.
oh, like we're some kind of right wing fucking
No.
maniacs. Like I'm not. I'm not even on the bird at this.
Here's what's really funny. All these people that stand out there with masks on and you have a rifle and all that stuff, you're a pussy. If I was going to stand out somewhere with a rifle, I'd show my face because I'm standing for I'm going to show I'm standing for a cause. You're just a pussy. You're LARPing, right? You want attention, but you don't want to really risk yourself. You're risking all. You want all this attention, and that's why you say white supremacy and blah 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 when you've never seen it. You've
because
never
you're-
seen it.
because
You've been told, but you've never seen
because
it.
these like it's taking people that don't have. It's almost like
They're dorks looking for attention.
It's really like so the KKK and the fucking there was a girl who did a documentary.
I'm sure that was horrific and bad.
No,
but
listen,
we go, bro. Look at me. Put the camera on me.
No. Yeah,
I
yeah.
look like a white supremacist. I fucking fit the bill.
You look like you're recruiting.
They would have recruited me.
You're recruiting for
If
the
there
white.
was a bunch of white supremacists, I would be actively being recruited or have been at some point in my 45 years.
Never even approached. Maybe you're just bad
Nobody
at it.
has ever fucking done it. Nobody comes up talking shit about different races to me and be like, it's cool. Nobody.
What if someone walked in right now like we would have, but we saw you with that brown girl?
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. But it's just crazy to me. I would be like, they would recruit me.
It's not a real thing.
I have never seen one. And I've been all over the country, all over the world. Nobody's come up to me and been like, hey, what do you think of all these blah, blah, blahs? It doesn't happen.
Like I'm trying to get laid and I don't know. what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
it doesn't happen. Everybody's living their fucking life except for a very small, ignorant part of the population that are fucking fools.
Well, you know what it
it's left and right.
This is why I'm always like, yeah, I'm with Malcolm X. Like, fuck all these white liberals.
Fuck yeah.
Because, dude, here's the other part of it too. It's like it's a psychology behind it. So this Middle Eastern chick did a documentary where she goes with ISIS, and then she goes and she literally walks into a white, like a Klan rally, like in the deep South. She's with the head guy. She's walking through this shit, bro. And there's like, it's like legit. Like this is a small pocket of these idiots.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit.
It's the same thing
Dude,
in a
by
different
the time
place.
she was done with the documentary, the dude that she was with fucking denounced his shit and left the whole thing. He's like, I was completely wrong. He was like the head, I don't know, he was the head bird dick or whatever the fuck their thing is, because it's just ignorance. It's people looking for you're recruiting.
You're looking for acceptance.
You're recruiting. It's the same thing with the gangs. You're recruiting kids. No one's going to well-adjusted kids with good families. And
That's
take
exactly
shit.
right, bro.
If someone's like, okay, all I have to do is hate all these black people, or all I have to do is hate these people, and then I'm on board and I have a tribe. I have like
That's
people
right.
around me. That's all it is for
That's
most people.
exactly
Because
right.
they're so desperate for being accepted.
Or it's a matter of survival. And I'm not saying that's what happened with the KKK, but for example,
it might be ISIS.
the MS-13 gang was a bunch of
That went to the fucking metal shit.
El Salvadorian kids that didn't have any backup, kept getting bullied and picked on.
And they're like,
And
the
they started
skinheads
going
like
to
us.
metal concerts and they grew their hair long and they formed a clique to protect themselves. That's how that shit starts. And then they get people who need protection, who don't have a family.
Yeah,
they don't have anybody looking out for them. And that shit becomes their family. That's how all that shit starts.
But they know what it's like to be alone and fucking have no one around
Yes.
you. And then they're like, okay, now I have my group of people.
Right.
Fuck around and find out.
Right.
Real quick,
And they've
you know?
probably been abused by other
Dude,
groups of
100%.
people. And
'Cause
now
how do
now they have a group of people and
how
they
do you
feel
end up
certain
in
way.
that situation?
Right.
Like there's always one sociopath, psycho fucking guru that's feeding all these people their bullshit. And like, it's like, oh, well, oh, you're not a true believer type of shit. It's a cult, dude.
Right.
It's like, And it's like the same fucking psychology behind all of it. And it's like, we haven't figured that out, apparently. Like, but dude, of all the people we know, all the places we've been, all the shady situations, all like walked into, I've never ever come across any racist, any crazy fucking, I hate white people or I hate black people. Like, I've literally never seen it. Like, I've been around like people who are like, I can tell you're giving me that look of like, there's no one around now. We can talk about this. Oh, like a few times, but like, it's not like, dude, I've never seen these lunatics. They're like a roving band of jerk offs that go on CNN.
It's just such a waste of your time. And here's why. It's absolutely a fucking flawed way of thinking, because you as a person, unless you've never experienced anything but your own culture and group of people, you obviously know that everybody's different, right? Everybody it depends on how you were raised, how you were treated, how you were taught to respect others. It has nothing to do with your skin color. And if you know that, and here's how I know. I've been wronged by a bunch of people. White people wronged me the most by far.
That's because we're around them.
Because we're around them the most. Exactly right. So you know what I'm saying? Like, once you understand that people are people, and it depends on how they were treated, how they were raised, how they respect people.
Well, dude,
that's all what it is.
Looking for acceptance, man.
Right.
Like,
You need to be taught how to exist in a part of society and be a polite member.
Because the only intelligent people that are involved in that are the fucking psychopath, like literally the psychopaths that get off on it. It's a cult fucking leadership.
Well, school used to be basically teaching people how to become a part of society,
how to fucking talk,
how to interact.
Yeah.
Like if you fucking mouthed off to anybody in school, you got your ass kicked. And that taught you that if you mouth off to your boss, you're probably going to get fired.
But now
you can't, now you just mouth off.
Dude, and here, dude.
And it's rewarded.
And here, dude, here's the genius of Carlin on another level. Probably maybe 17 or 18 years ago now, but like one of his last specials, he was like the participation trophy shit. Yeah. And he's like, and he ends it, he goes, and the first time your fucking loser kid finds out he's a fucking loser when he's 24 and he's getting fired.
That's what's happening.
Because he didn't know shit. And it's like, he knew that. It's just, dude, you got to go through the shit, man. You got to get punched in the face.
You got to shut the fuck up, and you don't know everything. And these kids.
But now we're rewarding that bitch ass hall monitor fucking. I'm handing out tickets. I'm ruining your day. I'm fucking being bred for middle management, and I only get off on power. This is the scary thing about the left now too. It's like it's like betas with power that don't know what to do with it.
And they're protected to talk shit behind a wall.
But they think that's what power is, because they've always been behind the eight ball.
Right.
You've been the nerd, or like, dude, I used to get fucking bullied and beat up and all this other shit. But you know what? I fucking learned. Okay, don't be a bitch, basically.
Right.
Right? But like, if someone told me back then, was like, oh, okay, like you can just do this, and it's like having a toddler have ultimate power, and then they think like anytime someone thinks like they have it figured out, oh, we're just gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and now it's genocide. It's fucking it's terrifying. Really.
If you're ever watching, turn on CNN and look at them. They're fucking dorks, and I'm not saying that to be like these guys suck. And I'm saying that if they were nice people, being a dork is fucking, it's okay. Nobody cares. High school's fucking over. You can fucking do whatever you want, dude. Nobody cared. And if they cared back then, they're idiots and they were mean to you. Those people suck. But here's the thing. We're fucking adults now. Stop ruining our country because your feelings are hurt. It's fucked up, dude.
It's not even a country, dude.
It's fucked up, bro.
Everything is so
like, bro, we got to get out of high school. These people you got to stop this. This shit's going way too fucking far now. I know your feelings are hurt by this fucking Donald Trump dude, but God help us,
not even
bro.
That. It is they've created this visceral reaction. Like, dude, of all people, Donald Trump, the dude who's like kind of a goofball, like like that guy. That's the guy you think either is an evil genius or he's a retard or this. It's just like you can't have both sides of it. And it's just like I really don't understand it. But it's
just
going
take
to
Donald Trump's money away and put him as he looks.
He was a dork,
as Donald Trump looks with the tan and the whole thing. Right? Take his money away. He's a used car salesman. How can you hate this guy that fucking much?
But dude, here's the funny shit.
He's not that bro. He's just a fucking weird fucking dude. Like I can't hate somebody that much unless you've hurt somebody in my family, like personally, come and done it.
Well,
Like,
that's because you're not a
It's
fucking.
wild.
pussy.
These people are so fucking
I have literally never been that mad at anyone that some people are at Donald
3
Trump. where it's like,
fucking years
not
and
even-
more. 7
even-
years, whatever the fuck it's been.
but it's crazy too because like if you look at Donald Trump's history, so here's his thing. Here's his MO, right? His dad didn't give him enough attention. He doesn't drink. He just goes out and tries. He's a fucking nerd.
He's whatever. But he's
He was a
yes.
nerd.
He's not this evil genius. He's a fucking weird dude. A spray tan. Give me a break.
He's clearly not an evil genius because he makes.
If
these
he was a
dumbass
used
decisions.
car salesman, you'd just walk right by him and be like, he's crazy. You wouldn't spend your whole life. I'm gonna tell you this: if somebody came to me, a spirit came to me and said, 7 years ago, you can either die right now or spend the next 7 years of
in
your
Donald
life
Trump's fucking fold.
talking about Donald Trump. I'd be like, fucking kill me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fucking kill me. How can you be excited? How can you go to fucking CNN or MSNBC or any of these places, even Fox News? I'm like, I'm not fucking talking about this guy anymore. Like,
It's
there's
bizarre.
nobody that's had a nervous breakdown because I almost have one all the time watching it. I'm like, please don't say his name again. Please shut the fuck up. Like, how the fuck? They have to go through the script and be like, we've sent Trump's name 750 times today. And it's a fucking 2 years out of his presidency. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
Farmers are not going to feed us, you stupid bastards. Donald Trump's going to be on a fucking yacht eating lobster. You worried about what the fuck he's doing? He's banging fucking supermodels, you stupid bastard.
He's like, "Liar."
He's like, oh, he got the hot girl, he got the money, and these people are jealous or something. Who fucking cares? Get a hooker and get over it.
It's very bizarre.
Come for Christ's sake.
Yeah, go get jerked off. Stop playing video games.
Jesus, that's the problem. Somebody needs to go bang all these Democrats. We got to get fucking some girl who just loves it, who just wants to go and bang a bunch of nerds. You know what I mean?
I would bang some nerds.
Jesus Christ.
That's why.
Take it easy.
Listen, that.
Fucking
that's why-
my God.
That's why. What is it? This statistic will never fail to be the most disturbing thing ever. That under the age of 30, it's like 37 or 38% of men are virgins. All their testosterones are in the toilet. Like kids don't want to get their driver's license now. Like the whole thing, dude. It's pathetic. And this is why, like, you gotta love that guy, fucking Andrew Tate. Like, dude, I watched.
Yes, he's great
bro,
to do. Just and
listen,
yeah, he's.
I
dude,
watched.
I
So
think
he's
it's great.
So he went on your mom's house, and he was so funny.
It was great.
And she goes like this. They started. She goes, so I'm a dumb bitch.
Yes.
So what? And like he's
Yes.
playing into it because
Yes.
the dude's actually really intelligent. So it's like an Alex Jones type of thing. Like he
I don't
bolstering it up.
care what if he was like, okay, I can't stand that fucking dude, Ethan Klein. Can't stand him. But as an example, I do not care if Ethan Klein has a podcast. I do not care if this dude,
I actually
makes-
watched his
makes
podcast
money.
like you in the beginning.
you know what I mean? I don't like him, but I don't want him to go away. I don't care.
I don't want to
Just don't watch him. Why do you have to go and ruin other people's shit? Like, I don't know if he has kids. I don't like the guy. You know, I don't like his
dude,
wife. But
you know
here's
what?
the thing.
I don't know.
I don't want him to lose his house and career.
I don't want
Even
him
because I don't personally think he's I
You know
don't
why?
agree with him.
because he's a guy in the internet we don't even know.
Yes.
Who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
I
and
stopped listening to.
he's not affecting my life. And so why would I wish harm on or bad about this dude? I don't like what he's saying, so I don't listen to it. It's like the guy in the street corner in New York who's yelling about Jesus. If you like Jesus, sit and talk to this guy. If
Yeah.
you don't, fucking keep
Like,
walking. You don't
Jesus.
gotta go over and get the
Jesus.
cops and be like, hey, we gotta get rid of this fucking crazy dude on the corner talking about Jesus. Leave the
Jesus,
guy alone. Just
Okay.
walk.
Can I go to hell?
Fucking
Yeah.
walk.
My favorite guys on the corner are the Black Israelites.
Yes, dude. Remember when there's that movie Airplane when the captain goes to the airport and it was like
Yeah.
the monks and every type of religion trying to hand you a pamphlet and he's like punching him in the face. That's what
Yes.
America always was. It's everybody trying to like propagandize their God and their thing, and that's okay. If you don't like it, move the fuck on. You don't have to bother those people and hey, I want to, I'm going to call somebody because you're over here doing
Who's
this.
got
Leave
time
them
for that?
alone.
Who's got time for that? Like,
Exactly. Leave people the fuck alone.
Well, all right, here's a bunch of people over here I don't want to hang out with. So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
go
to
yell.
involve myself with them. That's the best idea. You don't like people, so what do? You involve yourself with them. You become, now you're in conflict with this person that you didn't like to begin with. Now it's just fucking crazy.
I don't get it. Like Tom Hanks and Big. Dude,
It's so upsetting to watch because I love this place and I love everybody who lives here.
I love the craziness. Dude. It's
Yeah,
fun.
dude, I
They-
love
they got
everybody,
the black-
bro.
They got the black Israelites that they are super aggressive in New Haven. Sometimes I walked up
Yes.
one time. I'm like, "Can I get a picture, guys?" Because the guy's like, it's like one guy just saying like reading the Bible, and
Yeah.
then there's another guy just like he's like what's his name fucking from he's like Sendog. He's just like the hype man, and he's just repeating random verse out of the Bible, and it's very clear like we're not on their team. I'm like, what part of Israel are you guys
Hit
from?
to the dome. He's just in
What's
the
that?
background. Fuck.
Yo.
Was it? Oh, remember when I had to do that parade and I told you about the Shriners? I'd never seen them.
Oh, I used to see those guys all the time.
Okay.
Their little fucking Shriner mobiles.
The cars. So comes this group of guys, the
The
Shriners. I guess they do a bunch of stuff for community.
Yeah, they look like they finger kids in a closet.
But they're like their community organization, right? It's kind of like the Lions Club type thing.
yeah, dude.
Okay.
There's a whole big thing. It's like the fucking Knights of Columbus.
Right.
The whole thing.
So I don't know anything about these guys. There's just a bunch of dudes in small, fast cars. Like when I'd say small, fast cars, it's something like a kid would drive, but it has a motor.
It looks like a
Bumper car that moves fast.
It looks like the pedophile 500.
And these guys are doing circles, and there's like 50 cars coming down the road, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is crazy. They had these rat tail hats and all this shit. And I never once was I like, look at these fucking weirdos. I was just like, man, those cars look cool. And these dudes,
Dude, those cars are cool.
but you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it's just fucking, why can't people just
Dude,
let people do their fucking
who's got
thing
time?
and leave them alone? God damn it, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right, dude, I gotta wrap this up.
All right, let's go.
Somewhere at 5.
All right, listen.
Hey, just
We just want to say that we love every single one of you, no matter what the
we don't
fuck.
care what car you're driving.
We don't care what kind of car you drive. We don't care what color your skin is. We don't care what God you believe in. We love you. We don't care who you voted for. We just want you to be safe. We love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Epstein Island. Epstein Island.
My nigga.